Okay. In order to understand this video, you have to look at the video that's up under it, part one, to see the text that I had sent. And what I'm trying to do is to really get y'all to see how God is really speaking through us, or speaking to us in a worldly thing, how he's hollering at us, trying to get our attention to tell us that, hey, I got everything that you need, but you got to listen to me. You got to hearken diligently unto my voice. Let's read what Deuteronomy's. Read what Deuteronomy chapter 28, chapter 28, verse 1 says. It said, and it should come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. One more time. Because when God called Samuel, he called Samuel 3 times before Eli recognized that it was God that was calling Samuel. And then on the 4th time, Samuel understood that it was God. So I'm going to at least do 2 of the times so y'all are here. And a lot of people probably going to say what you're doing is wrong, it ain't biblical. I ain't going to say that I don't care, because I do. Because I know that God loves us and he's trying to really, really get our attention. Because like I've been telling y'all, some people here that do not like this country. Do not. So we need to hear what God's saying again. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. Okay, do y'all hear that, or do I need to do it one more time? I need y'all to get this, because I keep on telling y'all about Isaac 23 and Ishmael 32. I keep on telling y'all about that. So, and I wanted to show y'all in Proverbs chapter 8 how it all lines up. I think I'm going to say that in Proverbs chapter 8 for a later date, because I know I ain't there where I should be at. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to Genesis chapter 16, and I'm going to, I got to do this in a way where they got to see you yourself. So I'm going to go to Genesis chapter 16, and I'm going to show the 32 with Ishmael, okay? I'm going to show it twice. We're in Genesis chapter 16, verse 15. Genesis chapter 16, verse 15. And Hagar bare Abraham a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. Okay, when you get to the name that he called him, that's the 16th word. Let's count it. And 1, Hagar, 2, bear, 3, Abram, 4, 5, son, 6. And 7, Abram, 8, call 9, his, 10, son, 11, name, 12. Which 13, Hagar, 14, bear, Hagar 13, bear 14. I'm doing that wrong. Hold on, let me go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So let me just do it this way. The first part got 6 words. And Hagar bare Abraham a son. Just do it like I do it. That's 6 words it says in it. 2, 4, 6. The middle part. And Abraham called his son name. 2, 4, 6. So we got 12, which Hagar bare, 3 words. 12 and 3 is 15. Ishmael, 16. Remember, I keep on telling you, when you 16, Ishmael, 32, Ishmael. Here it is. I'm going to show it to you. Chapter 16. Okay, chapter 16. And when you get to Ishmael, when you say he called his name Ishmael, you get the 16 number right there, right? You take and you break, you take and you add 16 and 16 up, you get 32. Now watch how this repeats itself in the very next verse where the chapter ends at. We're going to get to 32 again. Okay, and at 16, because the chapter ends on verse 16, and look what it says. Remember, 16 and 16 is 32. When you see 16 in a certain way, it reflects Ishmael, or when you see 32 in a certain way, it reflects Ishmael. Now watch this. Watch this. And Abraham was, pay attention, Abraham was fourscore and 6 years old. fourscore and 6 years old. Hear this. We're in the year 5786. You also get the year there too. Okay, I was trying to hold on to this, but I see I'm going to have to do it anyway. If you take and you go backwards, you would get the year 5786. It's 14 words in this. 14 breaks down to 5. 16 breaks down to 7. And then you get, if you're going backwards, okay, we're going backwards where we're going from the 14 words breaking down the 5, that's 5. The 16th verse breaking down to 7, that 5, 7. Then Abraham was fourscore and 6 years old. That's 86, 57, 86. Okay? That's what you get. Now, if you take and you go backwards from the middle, hold on, let me take a count to make sure, because I don't want to do nothing wrong, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay? You can go backwards with this twice and get the same thing, okay? Now, remember, there's what? There's 2 parts of this, so one is the middle, and the other one's the middle too. But we're going backwards, okay? Let me make sure, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. You get 34 words. Now we're going backwards. This 14 breaks down to 5. 34 breaks down to 7. And then you take and you read it, because it got 34 letters in. And Abraham was fourscore and 36 years old. And fourscore and 6 years old. You get the 5786 again. Okay? Because that's said in 34 letters, and 34 breaks down to 7. And you get the fourscore and 6 years old in there. So you getting a year from out of that. So why is this being revealed now at this time? Ishmael, we know God promised to bless Ishmael. You go to the very next chapter and you'll see it in there. That's a whole nother video, but I can check and link it into there with the numbers and the letters and bring it right back to the 99. But what I'm trying to get y'all to see, if you pay attention to how the story goes and you really want to know, just for y'all that really want to know, you know, whether you are Bible literate or not, if you really want to know, take your time and read the Bible and go to chapter 16 and you'll find out that soon as Hagar got pregnant, there ended up being turmoil between her and Sarah. Just like it's turmoil right now between the children of Abraham's seed of Isaac and the children of Hagar's seed Ishmael. But they both Abraham's seed, but the seed of the woman of the flesh, because God told Abraham that he was going to do a thing through him and Sarah. But Sarah took and she did that thing, said, you going on in the thing of the flesh. See, we need to see this and we need to get this, okay? We really need to get this. Now, and it shows y'all the 32 in the verse where he was taken in and born, because it said, and Hagar bare Abraham a son, and Abraham called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. Okay? First mention of it, right in here. Okay, when you take and do 16 and 16, you get 32. Then when the first mention, when it gets his name, you see 16. So if you let the numbers talk to you, you'll get it. And this chapter end with the 16th verse. 16 to 16 and 32. Now, let's go to chapter 21. Chapter 21. Now pay attention. Chapter 21, verse 1. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived, and bare Abraham a son in his old age, and at a set time of which God had spoken to him. Okay? At a set time. This is said in 23 words. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to what's said. And Sarah conceived and bared Abraham a son in his old age at the set time which God has spoken unto him. 23 words. You get to 21. You go back to Genesis chapter 5. We know the Lee Mac lived 777 years old. You add it up, that's 21. I told you we're in a cycle of 21. We're in the middle 7 right now. We need to pay attention. Here it is. And it is not the first mention of Isaac, because God mentioned about Isaac before, back in chapter 18, when he said you should call his name Isaac. Okay? But here it is. If you go to the very next verse, it said, verse 3, it said, and Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him whom Sarah bare to him Isaac. Now, when you take and you get to that with Isaac, you know what I mean? Is 19. Want to make sure it's 19. I don't want to say nothing on here wrong. I don't want to say nothing on here wrong. Now watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ooh, I'm way on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Said the 19 words. Now here it is. Here it is. We know that you can find in Revelation 19 when he's talking about the bride bringing the bride to. I go somewhere else with that too. Okay, but here it is. God mentions to Isaac where we at? In chapter 17, verse 19. Look what God says. Look what God says. Let me go down here. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. Thou shalt call his name Isaac. Now watch this. 19th verse, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's 19 again when you get to Isaac. Here, when Abraham is taking and doing what he's doing, and Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare unto him Isaac. It's the 19th word. But doing it, that's 19 and 19. We break 19 and 19 down. The middle numbers is 10. 10 is Yah. Both hands is up on Isaac, the promised child. Both, not one hand, both. The middle number to 19 and 19 is 10. And then when you take and you break down when it's first mentioned in there about what his name was going to be in there, it's 19 verse. You got 319, you got 10, 10, 10. 10, 10, 10 equals what? 30. When did Jesus start his ministry? We know that he came down through that line, that lineage. Goes totally. I just need for y'all to get this 32 and 23 thing. And I'm getting ready to give you a little bit more on it too. Okay. Now, when Sarah conceived and bare him a son, that was said in 23 words. When you take and you go to that with with Ishmael, you'll find the 16 and the 16 being there twice. That adds up to the 32. I can show y'all in many different ways where the 32 shows up, where it's a reflection of the flush, where it reflects back to what Sarah and Hagar ended up doing, or Sarah called herself doing, because she didn't want to believe in what God was saying. Okay? But here it is, in 23 words, it speaks about her conceiving and bearing a son in old age. And here it is, when you go back to Ishmael, you get the 30. I can show you 32 in other ways too with him if you doubting that. And if I take my time and do the verse, I can show y'all other stuff in that too that points back to the same thing that I'm saying. But we need to get to understand this is a spiritual thing that God wants to do. Okay, what do this have to do with Deuteronomy chapter 21? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. What do all this have to do with it? Keep in mind verse 2, 23 words. Keep in mind verse 3 has 19 in it, where the 19 goes back to when God taught the Sarah Abraham in the 19th verse about what his name would be. Keep in mind Revelation chapter 19 when it's talking about the bride, the groom and the bride taking to come. Just keep all that in mind while we're taking and doing that. And the 23. Keep in mind Numbers chapter 23 when Balak called Balaam to take and curse the children of Israel. He was saying, I can't curse with God, but chapter 23. Matter of fact, let's do this right here. I'm going to show you something. Okay. I want to show you something. Now watch this. Oh, Lord. Help me show this in there. Matter of fact, I ain't going to even do that. I'm getting ready to show y'all something else. Oh, with that too, but I'm going to stick to Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'm going to stick to Deuteronomy. Yeah, it's right here in front of me, and I see it. I'm going to read one verse. Verse 10. Pay attention to verse 10. It said, Numbers chapter 23, verse 10. Watch this. 10. Remember verse 10. Who can count the dust of Jacob and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. Okay, talking about Jacob. We know Jacob come from Isaac, talking about the promise. But look what it's saying. Look how this ends. This ends in 32 words, but the chapter that is in is 23. And in this chapter, if you read from that verse, from verse 1 all the way to verse 10, then go to verse 11, you will see that Balak was trying to get Balaam to curse him. But pay attention to where this starts off at in chapter 23. And through this whole chapter, he letting them know I can't do that. He letting them know that the seed that was mentioned that when he was born, that was talked about with 23 words, I cannot bless. Go to Genesis chapter 21, verse 2. It said in 23 words when he conceived her. Go to Genesis chapter 16, verse 15. When Hagar first, when it first mentioned about Hagar taking and bearing the son to Abraham, okay? It's 16 words. 16 words. You add 16 and 16 up, you get 32. Pay attention to this verse, verse 10 ends with 32 words, and listen to what it's saying. And then go to verse 11 and hear what it says. And Balak said unto Balaam, what hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse my enemy, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether. Bottom line is this, and in order for y'all to get this, the children of God, us that's truly willing to hearken on to God's word, God intends to bless us because some stuff that's getting ready to come that we need to be prepared for. And the only way we're going to be prepared on is we do this. Watch this. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations on earth, if it hearken diligently unto his voice. Do you know what the middle of this is? It's got 4 parts. So the middle is that is 2 and 3. That points to Isaac. That points to Isaac. And then this verse ends with 49 words. It's warning us that our blessings will be taken away, because that leads us right to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. And I showed y'all that. But what I'm trying to show y'all, that God is trying to get our attention and blessings. Do you know that all the mega million numbers that come out last night come from out of this first verse? Come from out of this first verse. You get all the numbers out of it with what I already did. I ain't touched none of this. I had already had this done a few years ago. I went to a church Sunday, and in there, the pastor had seen a video of me out there wanting to feed the homeless, talking to God about why he put it on my heart and all that. So they end up asking everybody in there to sow $1. End up giving me $48 in green money. It was actually 3 5s and the rest was 1s and 4 quarters. That's why I posted that video up on there so y'all can see that. That was that Monday. When I woke up out of my sleep, when I was laying in the bed, after a few minutes of me laying in the bed, it got to speaking to me about the money that I got from there yesterday. From them to feed the homeless. And then more and more it spoke to me as I got up. I realized that I ended up getting dollar bills, but I ended up getting $1 with 4 quarters, and that this had 4 parts to it. That all that got to speaking. I took, and that's the reason why I shared that text. That's the reason why I shared that text. All 6 numbers come from out of this one verse. That's revealing he can bless us anytime that he wants to, any kind of way. But if we're not here, because I was listening, but I wasn't listening. I was listening, but I wasn't listening. I got up, it was so heavy on my heart, and I texted the man of God, letting him know, hey, just speaking to me and this, that, and other. Do you know I've been talking about this for the last month? And God was telling me, are you listening? Are you paying attention? I thought I was listening, paying attention. But what I didn't do, I didn't push into it. And I had 48 hours to do it. Pay attention. I was given $48. I was given $48 in the green money and then 4 quarters. I had 2 days to take and prepare for Tuesday evening. Y'all ain't. He can take and give us the wealth of that was meant to be used for eat, just like that. But we got to hearken diligently. I know some of y'all, I'm hearing people in the spirit realm right now calling out foolery and all. It's okay. I'm not going to argue with none of y'all. He can do it how he want to do it. He can take and lay his hand on a billionaire and say, go and bless so and so and so and so. Or somebody that might just have 10, 15,000, go get him 1,000 of that. You can do any of that. All that about us coming up and doing it in the other way, that's not God. That's not God. And I never forget what my cousin Kurt told me some years ago. He said, because I was telling him, I said, man, I feel like God is talking through me through the numbers and the stuff that I do with the numbers. And he looked at me and he said, God talked to you in a way that you understand it. And numbers speak to me. And that spoke to me. I up out of my sleep, laying in bed, and the first thing started coming to me. Did the same thing to me when Tiffany Montgomery came here last year on the 18th. That 49 got to speaking to me. So what I'm trying to say to y'all is God is warning us that some things bad is getting ready to come. He know we need things, but we not listening. I was not listening. And what I got done here is only about 12 to 13 combinations that could be ran. Because I got to go off what I already have done. There's more to this verse than that. But I have to go off what I already have written down in order for it to speak to me. I already got the 39 in here, the 43 in here, the 49, the 55, the 23 is in the middle. The 12, you get in a certain way. I don't have all the numbers in there. All of them. Not one missing. Then the main number came from out of the middle. Because you got to have the gold ball, the gold ball, red ball, whatever it is in order to get it all. It was 23. What's the middle? 2 and 3. What is Isaac? 23. When he speak about Sarah bearing him a son, said in 23 words. I need y'all to get this. Because a lot of them preaching about, turn around 3 times, slap your neighbor, and do all this and so this, and God saying, listen. Because I need to be knocked all the way out right now. Because that's how I feel. I'm being honest about it. This one hurts. It hurts. Because it started speaking to me that Sunday. Damn me, Lord. Damn me, Lord. It ain't going to be done in the flesh, y'all. And God going to keep his promise to us, to the ones that truly seeking him. And he going to keep it to me. Promise he made to me about just push, and I listened. I wasn't listening. I was listening but wasn't listening. That was the time that I was supposed to go down, went to praise him like crazy. Okay, Lord, just point right back there. What is you saying? And I dropped the ball. Don't drop the ball. Learn from my mistakes. Okay? He can give you the wealth of the wicked. And don't put him in a box in a way that he'll take and bless you. And yes, watch out, because Satan will try to bless you too. So you have to be careful. And a lot of people say, oh, this Satan is trying to bless you in that way. God know my heart. Because that pastor kept on preaching that Sunday when they got this. I wonder how they're going to act when they get the money. Then at the end, they said, you're going to come back and you're going to testify. And that particular time he was talking to me. And I should have been coming to that church next Sunday, running through that house, flipping and hooping and hollering and everything else. Don't put God in the blocks in the way that he do things. And he'll talk to you in a way that you understand. But hollering at me. And I missed it. Don't miss it, y'all. And God is warning us about this Islam stuff. He's warning us about it, y'all. He's warning us about it. We need to pay attention to all this. And like I said, you got some good people. You got some people that want to get away from all that stuff. But most of them, they believe in that war stuff and that conquering stuff. That's that spirit, the spirit of Nimrod. Remember, Nimrod was a conqueror of man's souls. And I fight with him every day trying to conquer my soul. Every day. They doing something right now. Shabo, Korea, Shande. I know y'all present. That's a malice that they have in their heart for us. It's just naturally there. Shabo, Korea, Shande. Naturally there, y'all. Naturally there. The sad thing about it, I ain't never had nothing but love for them. One point in time, I was, hoping that God would make a way that we can work together. Now, I don't have no desire to do that. None. It's a wicked spirit in the church, and there's an even more wicked spirit with them. I'm going to call it for what it is. It's evil. Because anytime that you know that your people are taking and doing something to somebody that don't have any malice against y'all, yeah, I know. And the stuff that they have done to me, and I hollered out for over a decade that another man shouldn't use that type of knowledge that they was using on me. Another man should never take and play sexual games and use sexual knowledge and stuff like that on another man. Yeah, some of them was doing it. And I know, and y'all know too. Anyway, I don't want to, please. That happened Sunday in church. That day when I took God and said, look, this is what I got, Annie, so you my witness. And I counted the money from it. I said, you my witness. Because, I said, if it don't happen in 30 days, I'm giving the money back. And I'm going to give it to his wife because his wife, she got a heart like that, I believe, to take and do right by people. And that be given to somebody that really need it, or something brought for somebody that really need it. I know she'll take and do it, because if I can't get out there and do it the way it's put on my heart, I'm letting it go. And I should have been able to do that. Starting from this point on, I should have been able to do that. Don't make the mistake I made. Listen, I'm going to read this one more time. I'm getting off here. Please listen. And it should come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations. Now I'm going to go to verse 49, because it said in 49 words, okay? Now look what it said in verse 49. And I spoke, look at that, look at the video up under this. Pay attention to the video, but I send this text to him. Okay, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee, from far. God is letting this happen because we're not listening. Okay? And from the ends of the earth, as swift as eagles flies, a nation whose tongues thou shalt not understand. How many of us understand when he's speaking in the Arabic language? How many of us? But they have understood sometime when I have spoken in tongues. I don't speak in those tongues like I used to anymore, but I done went into these stores and they done understood what I was saying. A lady in the bank, y'all got discernment. No, I ain't lying. I was speaking one time, and a lady understood that I was speaking in she said Aramaic or something like that. She understood the language, because she asked me, did I understand what I was saying? I was saying no, but she understood it. But how many of us understand what they saying? I got on an elevator yesterday, coming back from the picking up my medication, and I was on the elevator, and it stopped. I pressed 2, and another guy pressed 1, and it stopped on 1. The other guy got off, and then he pressed 1, and the guy that was speaking in Hispanic or Arabic, whatever he was speaking in, he said, 1, just you, and I'm looking at him like, I know where I'm supposed to get off at. And then as this was happening, I said, okay, he understands exactly what I'm saying. Why is you trying to get me to get off on this floor? That's what come to my mind. I'm sitting up here, so I know y'all watching. I know y'all paying attention. And I know y'all don't like me speaking the truth. But I'm not going to walk in fear. I'm not going to walk in fear. Devil is a lie. And I'm listening, I'm paying attention a little bit better than what I did. And I know just because I'm trying to walk and do right don't mean that right things always going to come my way. So I understand that, because he understood English. And he played it like he didn't. All right? Kept on trying to get me to get off on level 1. I knew what level I was supposed to be going on. It stopped at the level he was supposed to be getting off of first. Anyway, yeah, and then that was down in the basement of the garage. I fell for the hokey doke one time before. But anyway, y'all listen. There's some things that's gonna happen this year. God's gonna give us some big signs. Big signs. And those who are believing, truly believe in his word, y'all gonna be able to comprehend this. Get ready, make ready. You know what I mean? Hearken diligently unto his voice so we can make it through the things that's getting ready to come. Because I'm going to try to do it best I can. Because right now, when I say knuckles, I mean knuckles. And I shouldn't be. Ain't no reason. So a lot of y'all don't take it this wrong way if you see me saying no to certain things or now, it ain't y'all. I need to hear his voice because I know what's getting ready to come. Well, I don't know. Sorry. That's arrogance. I don't know exactly what's getting ready to come. But I know that some of the things that he's been revealing to me are getting closer to happening. Okay, let me say it that way. Forgive me. Hearken unto his voice, please. He love y'all. I'm gone. Pay attention to what was written up under there that Monday after I come from church that Sunday. Pay attention. Read it. I love y'all. Have a blessed day. You won't be able to understand this video without watching what's typed up under there. And pay attention. It was 48 hours before.